Hey guys, welcome back. I know it's been a minute. Been super busy working. I mean, overtime, over overtime, over overtime. I finally am off call today. So I did something last weekend in a little bit of spare time I had. Um, I went and bought me a boat. You see some goodies sitting right there on the top. We'll go over that here in just a second. Uh, this is not up to date. This is 2017 stuff. This is previous owner stuff. I'm going to be getting new numbers and everything later for the boat. Let's go over it a little bit. We've got a 1977 Ranger with a 50 horse Johnson 2-stroke. I got this boat, and a trolling motor. Boat, trailer, all the stuff besides this new stuff you see sitting right there. Basically boat, trailer, motor, trolling motor, $500. Came with all the paperwork, titles, all that good stuff. Now the boat itself don't have a title, it's too old for that. But what I do have is all the proper paperwork to put it in my name. All I got to do is get a picture of the hull number and a picture of the boat's info, so like serial number and stuff, and go down to DMV and I can get this put in my name, get my numbers, get it registered. But I've got time. So in the state of Arkansas, we do get 30 days from the bill of sale before we have to register it. But they did say that I can put this on the water today. I have 30 days from the time that I bought it to do whatever I want. Anyhow, let's go over first problem I even ran into. I was pulling it home, and as you can tell, there's a brand new tire sitting here. Well, on both sides. I had a blowout. I knew the tires were rough. I was about an hour and a half away from home in the middle of the night, but I decided because it was such a good deal, I risked the tires, because even though I didn't have spares, I made it about 20 minutes away, and this side blew. This tire blew. This side was a 2004. The other side was a 2008 tire. So they were pretty dry rotted. I do still have the 2008. I have it sitting in the boat because it was still holding air. It's just dry rotted. It ain't blown. It's a temporary spare until I get me another mounted rim and tire. So that was a fun ordeal. I had to drag it about 3 miles to a friend's house on a blown tire at basically 3 mile an hour, as fast as I could go without it slopping onto the fender real bad. And I got it there, and so that took about an hour. But overall, the boat and trailer are in pretty good shape for how old they are. I really couldn't complain about the deal I got. The motor does run. They tested it. They showed it to me before I bought it. They anything I had any questions about, they were like, I got it from a friend, and it was actually my friend's brothers, but they were more than happy to answer any questions I had. Good things that I don't have to worry about: the motor has a brand new starter and a brand new water pump on it. Those are our two key things that you really want to make sure are good on these no pull start type of engines. So yeah, that's not going to be a worry of mine. Now I've started doing some fixing. Another problem it had, we'll go up here, is, it's a little dirty. I haven't cleaned it. It's just the way basically I got it. You can see I put an stainless plate right there. And this stainless plate, let me come around, is actually acting as reinforcement. So you got your steering linkage. You got your cable that comes from the steering wheel down, comes out right here, and this is where it bolts to the transom. Now this is supposed to move. It is. There's just a little ball joint there. But what happened was, down behind here on the bottom side of this, where this bolts through the transom, it had started cracking the fiberglass. Not very far, probably about 3 inches. And I had a piece of this stainless plate, and I did this one specifically because I have this flat top with all these holes, so if I wanted to mount anything else I could. and I had to drill it out, and it bolted in because you got the bolt on the backside and bolted it in. Now that was fun because I only had drill bits for mild steel, and I basically ruined all my drill bits to make it big enough, and the biggest drill bit I had was the correct size. Got that taken care of. So I did have to I went and got me a float for the key, and I went ahead and bought a boat plug, brand spanking new, because there wasn't one for the boat, and honestly I prefer to have a new one so I can make sure that there's going to be a good seal. Another cool factor that I noticed is these hubs have got grease fittings on them. I have never seen this before, and that's going to make my life easier because when I go to do, you know, preventative maintenance, I can just easily grease it. I did check the hubs. So when I blew my tire, I had already been driving for about an hour. One of the first things I did was I got out and I felt the hubs ice cold, or ice, you know, lukewarm, whatever. Not even warm. It was ambient temperature outside, kind of. They weren't hot, so I know the bearings are good. They're not going out. Everything's working as it should. Now we'll. Oh, another thing. Another problem I had is, you know, it doesn't have everything it needs, so I've been trying to work on it. So you got your hand prime pump here, and there it is. There's one little slice right here, and I think there was another. If I flip it around, no, I think that was. Anyway, basically what was going on is there's allowing air to get in when you're pumping it or when it's running. So that was a problem. I do have a, what's this, a 6.5 gallon? 6.5 gallon fuel cell. The bilge pump that's in here does not work, and then the battery is shot. It's dead. It's no good. So those were things I had to get. Oh, here's the quick connect for the fuel cell. So this was already taken care of. Now it hasn't been put into the water since like the water pump and starter have been replaced. It hasn't been in the water in quite some time, but it's in decent shape. I mean, it's a little rough. It's a 1977, and it, you know, it's $500. Someone had already replaced a patch of the floor up here because I guess it started to rot, and they went ahead and replaced it. So that's why there's no carpet there. There's no seats, but I'm okay with no seats because, let me fold this down. If you look about where this is at, where the seat would go compared to the steering wheel, if I was to put a seat on there, it'd sit up a little high for that steering wheel. But I'm gonna probably get like a seat cushion or something to put there that's gonna be considered a flotation device that I can use to be within compliance with my state laws. But let's go over what I've got here so far. Now, I don't have everything that I need. I'm trying to do this on a budget. So we'll start with the first thing. Got our Walmart marine battery. I didn't get the biggest one. They had 1,000 cranking amp, but I just didn't want to spend that little bit extra, but 750 is going to be plenty. I got 2 different battery terminals on here so I can run whatever else accessories I want, and then of course the main starter, you know, for the engine is going to run on these big terminals. Got me a new hand pump primer bulb. I just got this, all this stuff I just got literally a little bit ago. Bilge pump, I'll have to wire this up. I'm gonna wire a switch to it instead of it running with a sensor. I don't want to go out and spend, the sensor for some reason was a little bit more expensive. I don't know why. Fire extinguisher, we have to have these. There's a mount inside the console that I'm gonna mount this to. Kind of like a small emergency kit, a signal kit. I've got one red flare in here, one orange distress flag, and one whistle. So I'm covered for day and night on here, and it is US Coast Guard approved, so I definitely need that. Got 2 ropes for being able to dock, so that way when I go dock this, I can walk away and know that it's not gonna float away on me. I got my 2-stroke mix, or 2-stroke oil with a bottle, which is going to make my life easier in doing the mixing of the oil. So you know, I've got I know my engine's 50 to 1, and it tells me at 50 to 1, 6.5 gallon line. So I'm basically gonna do half a bottle for 6.5 gallon. But that's fine. That's why I bought a 1 gallon, so I can get a few fuel tanks out of it. That's just some of the small stuff. I still need to get navigation lights. Right there I have my rear one, but it's missing the cover. I'm going to get rid of that one and put an LED on there, something a little bit brighter. I'm going to put on here, I need to get an all-around light. It's a white light, and put on board. I will need that as well for whenever I go night fishing. You could tell there used to be a compass here. I'm going to take that off and put another new one on there eventually. Where I'm going to be fishing at, where it's not really, you really don't have to have it because you can see shore all the way around you. I know the area pretty well too. We do have right here, this first little box here. Now mind you guys, this is going to be dirty. Like I said, I haven't cleaned it. We got a live well. I don't have a pump. There's a drain right down there. I do need to clean all this out, but if I need it, I do have a live well. Underneath all this stuff right here is, if I open it up, there's rod holders in there. So I could put, I think, like 3 or 4 rods. And then on this other side, that is a storage box. So that's where I'm probably gonna put like my oil, this here, you know, my emergency kit, you know, things like that. Maybe if I get, when I get some spare life jackets, they're gonna go in there. Tool kits, things like that. You know, it's just gonna be storage. Up here we do have a trolling motor. It's an old one. The fellas told me that it does work in forward only. Reverse does not work, but that's okay. I done popped it down, and it does spin 180 degrees, so I can technically go backwards if needed. And it's got a foot control. Like I said, I've just got my spare tire sitting in here. I will throw that in the back of the truck before I put this in the water, just so I can walk around. It does need to be rewired. It's yeah, it's not wired up, but I did find this plug on board, just chilling back here, or behind under the console. It's a little boogered, but I'm gonna clean it up. I was just testing to make sure it fit this plug. I'm gonna make sure that this wiring is hooked up, and I'm gonna run this trolling motor, because this is a trolling motor plug. And I'm going to test that, not tonight, but tomorrow. I'm going to try to get some of this put together tonight, like put the battery in and stuff like that, bilge pump, test all that stuff tonight before, so that way I know stuff like that's ready. And all this smaller stuff I'll do tomorrow. But yeah, this is my boat. Who knows, I might start doing some fishing videos. I don't know. I mean, I'm not no expert in any way, shape, or form. I'm not going to be reeling in, you know, monster trophy fish all the time. I mainly like to catfish, but I got a friend who will go with me. He loves to bass fish and crappie, because he don't catch to eat. He don't like fish, but he likes to catch the for the, you know, sport of it. So he does throw his fish back, and he might have some pointers for me on that point. But anyway, guys, this is kind of hopefully another venture. Now I originally bought this boat, though, to be honest, to kind of fix up and trade for another four-wheel drive Honda four-wheeler. But the more and more I talk about it and the more stuff I get for it, I think I might end up keeping it. Because I did take today, I took my lunch break at work, and I got the boat and the trailer both put on, assessed and put on my property taxes, because I got to do that before I could register everything. But anyway, guys, tell me what you think I should do. Do you want some videos fishing or boating, or do you think should I just keep it for a little while, enjoy it, and then turn around and try to trade or sell it and see what else I can get? You know, hopefully another Honda four-wheeler, a four-wheel drive. But anyway, I don't know how many. I just don't really know what I'm truly gonna do right now, but I do know that I'm excited. You know, I'm getting places. This is my first boat. I will say this too. I got my boater's education, so I can legally operate this boat in the water. So I'm just trying to make sure I do everything that I'm supposed to so I don't get in trouble, you know, with the old law. But anyway, guys, I hope you guys liked it. Comment some suggestions of what you think or I should do or what you'd like to see done. Nothing too crazy, of course, because I want to try to be safe and legal. But anyway, guys, I appreciate it and hope y'all have a good day.